What's going on, everybody? It's ZVC 2001 bringing you a little bit of Team Defender gameplay on Modern Warfare 3. So, the other night, my wife was sitting down and she, I made her, slapped a headset on her, and I just made her record, just ramble on there until, talk about anything. So, I'm using this video to, play it back, and hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for listening and watching.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. Okay. I'm reading this book, and my brain is so glued on it that I am having a very hard time paying attention to you. Which is sad, because I read and read and read, and this is like archaeological dig in New Mexico looking for a lost city of gold kind of thing, and ever so much cooler than, Disney could make it. Although the girl in that movie, what was that movie? The Road to El Dorado?
Yeah.
The girl, oh my god, she had a massive ass. She made me feel like my butt was tiny. And I love that. I love Disney women's butts. Because they have huge, huge tushes. Oh my god. And I think that all women should just strive to have a tush that is that magnificent. Oh, I love you too. Go to bed. Good night. I think that all women should strive to have asses that spectacular. Because you think about my job, alright? I look at women all day long, plus size women with big booties and big boobs. And there's always that poor little girl that just meanders in with, her plus size big bootied friend who is toothpick thin. And I could put my hands around her waist and there's just nothing to her. And I had one girl who was so confused. She just seemed so incredibly lost. And she walks up to the hanger, and the way that we hang our pants, they look, of course, much smaller than they actually are. You take them off the hanger, and you open them up, and it's like, oh, look, pants. But on the hanger, they look very tiny. And this girl, this cute, stupid girl. God, she was dumb. She was adorable, though. That's the only thing that will save her in life. She says, these would fit me. Like, no, honey, no. That's a 28. We took it off the hanger, and her friend and I pulled the pants open, and she went, oh. And I said, yeah, these wouldn't even fit us. And she was very cute. She tried on about 7 pairs of shoes and tried to wait patiently for her buddy as she tried things on, and her buddy told her that this was revenge for forcing her to go into PacSun. So, because, where I work, you have a lot of places that are definitely geared toward little teeny tiny skinny girls with uber amounts of disposable income. And you have a few places, like where I work, that, don't really cater to those little girls, but we will happily sell them gobs and gobs of jewelry and footwear if their foot is even wide enough to fit a shoe. And that's usually what I end up seeing, those groups of women or the errant husband. I love husbands. Husbands love to shop. I never realized it before. I always figured, husbands are, because, in some of the other places that I've worked, I always end up with that husband or boyfriend sort of milling around and looking very confused. And recently, I have found these husbands that absolutely love to shop. If their wife needs another size, I'm not looking for it. If I try to look for it, I'm told they don't need my help. These dudes can navigate the store. It's completely the most fascinating thing to watch a dude navigate that store. And I appreciate him because 9 times out of 10 he's taller than I am, so he can reach the stuff that's on top. But we have these guys that love to come in and shop for their wives and girlfriends, and then we have this one fella who I think is hysterical because he has his own store credit card. And he shops without his wife, for her. on a regular basis. He'll just come in, hi! We don't even help him because there's no point. He has a very specific aim. He knows what he's there for. He gets it. And he gets excited over his purchases, and it cracks us up. And anytime he has to bring something back, he looks very forlorn and depressed. Because that's, you know, something she didn't like. But about 70% of the stuff he buys, she keeps, which is astonishing. Because usually if we have a man come in and buy something for a woman, she returns it. Or she makes him return it. And every so often we get these great fellows who absolutely know their wives inside and out. Everything they could possibly need. Bra size, panty size, you name it, they know it. And we get funky people on the phone. I had a guy call me about a month ago that sounded like Dennis Leary. Called me to talk to me about his wife's panties for 20 minutes. And this would sound dirty, except he seemed to actually have a reason to call me and talk about panties. And it was strange. We discussed the difference between a hipster and a boy short at great length. And then he wanted to know what I liked. And I explained to him without laughing that I much prefer the cotton hipster. I felt like it was comfortable and stayed down below the line of your pants so you didn't broadcast your panties to the world. And he told me that he wanted to know what the sale was, so I ran him down the sale, and he told me that he would have to come in and check out our boy shorts because he wanted his wife to wear something more revealing, but definitely not a thong. Right?
Right.